It's January 2nd, 2025, and it's time for the look at the weather. We're going to start off. Today's going to be a breezy day, but pretty much clear, although there's some clouds around this morning and stuff, but kind of breezy day, chilly day. Highs only around 40 degrees. Tonight, chilly. Tomorrow, cool. We could get some rain mixed with snow and then changing over to maybe a quick little burst of snow here tomorrow afternoon, evening. We'll have to see. And that's where I'm going to start with this forecast model. This one only goes through like tomorrow night into early Saturday. So this shows us, it's going back in time because models run and come out later. But this shows us today, again, just looking clear. This is the snow accumulation map. Actually, I shouldn't show this. I should show the actual surface precipitation since that's more important. So we're going to jump ahead here. So this is, you can see now the time stamp up here. This is tomorrow morning now. We're going throughout the day, and then we see later in the day, here's some showers going to pop up. This is around 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Front's going to come through. It's going to get breezy and windy, and it's going to change whatever's falling over to some snow. So rain mixed with snow, probably turn it over to snow, and then later, there's a pretty good chance that there's a snow squall. The way the snow squall sets up, well, that's hard to say, but it could drop some quick snow really quick right around rush hour tomorrow evening, and there is some potential for accumulation because it'll be coming down so hard, but only on grassy areas. How much accumulation? If it was just to work straight up, we could get around an inch of snow, but I don't think that's going to happen. What I think we're going to see, if we go over to the actual taking into account the surface temperatures, still showing around an inch of snow possible on grass. We'll have to see. I'm not really convinced we're going to see this much. So anyway, that's tomorrow. That's an appetizer to Monday's main event. And here we go. Again, it's kind of a pull out from here. So you see the ice bars are not quite as close together here as they were yesterday. So still breezy today, and then tomorrow we'll get windy again as this little clipper type system comes through. There it was, went through. Ice bars again, look at how tightly packed they are again. Tomorrow afternoon, evening, and overnight into Saturday. Another cold, chilly weekend in the store. And of course, here's our big weather maker starting late Sunday and into Monday. So here we go. So you're wondering when this is. This will be late on Sunday afternoon, evening. There could be some snow showers and stuff around Sunday afternoon, but the real main event won't happen until nighttime hours. And here we go. This is snow. It's snowing pretty nicely here. And it's going to come down. Now we're relying on the fact that there is this low up to the northeast here. There's something famous called the 50-50 low, and it causes what we call confluence, or a kind of a pouring of cold air east of the mountains. This low pressure system moving this direction gives me some pause that some warm air could work into here and not cause a true full snowstorm. Despite that, a lot of snow will fall before we get that mix. So you see that line getting mighty close to us. When lines get that close, you start to get concerned. We'll try to switch over to at least a time of sleet, freezing rain. But maybe most of the snow is over, and then it could change back over to snow briefly here before it ends. And then cold air resides. This is going to bring in some more cold winds. And with that snow around, and next week being cold all week, wow, it's just going to be a really cold time. All right, going out in the future, I think it's a little bit interesting. It looks cold. There's no doubt we're going to have a cold week next week. And as the high and the lows and stuff get over us, it's going to be really cold. This is the next area concern as we go into next weekend. And I don't think the models really have a good handle on this. There's a piece of energy up here and a piece of energy down here. Somewhere these things may meet up. And if they do, I think we could get quite the snowstorm. As of now, they kind of stayed separate, but they get pretty close. I mean, this is crazy that the South's getting so much snow. Even my relatives down in South Carolina. And that's if these things don't link together. If they do happen to link together, that low is going to get pulled in and come up the coast some. And we'll have to see if that comes true. Right now, it does not show that they get hooked together. And the low that does form from the trough goes way off the coast. And according to this, after that, another storm system comes in here for later in the period. We'll have to see if this comes true. Whether or not it is another potential for a snowmaker. What I'm trying to say is once we get beyond about mid next week, I would not count on anything being set in stone, except for reinforcing shots of colder air seem to keep on wanting to come in, and we're not going to warm up. I mean, we should get warmer than we are next towards the middle and late part of next week, but we're not going to warm up beyond that. All right, so what does the European show? Just to kind of give you a balance. If you're wondering how much snow this shows, I'll show you in a minute. This is the European model. It's going to show us through Monday, so we're going to definitely see what's going on. Here we go, going forward with today. There's that clipper. You see the rain-snow mix kind of moving through and then moving out. That was us over here, and then the winds coming in, reinforcing the cold air, setting us up for the system that's coming our way. It's always been a little colder on the GFS. It's also shown than the GFS, which is the American model. So snow is more prominent and more likely. It actually shows the heaviest just south of us, but we'll see if that doesn't come over top of us. Snow kind of continues on and off all through the day on Monday, and then finally heads out. Then we get very windy, cold, chilly conditions next week, and then we're going to watch, like I said, for something else potentially down the stream. But cold air. So how much snow are these showing? Let me share that with you. Okay, I think it's important to say, first of all, that this is not the real forecast. This is just what forecast models are showing. It does not mean that that is what we're going to see when it comes to snowfall amounts, especially, we don't know exactly where the heaviest parts of the snow will set up. So this is the European. Just want to give you a heads up. So this was into, like I said, tomorrow afternoon. And the reason I'm showing that is there's already some snow then on the ground that it forecasts maybe up to an inch from the first wave here. So anyway, take that for what it is, but it does definitely show that tomorrow afternoon into the evening we're going to see some snow. And here we go. So this is going into, you see, 1 a.m. Eastern time on Monday. We've got snow falling now on top of whatever that little bit of snow was here, because it's going to accumulate all of it, even if that other snow is already melted off. And here's where the heaviest stuff goes. You see it's just south of the area, but we still have a pretty sizable event here in this region. I will tell you guys that usually wherever the snow is forecast to be, it does tend to tick a little bit north as we get closer to the event. Just it's a typical model bias to hold it a little bit south. I'm not saying we're going to get in the bullseye. I'm just saying there may be a little more snow than this. So this is showing up to 6-7 inches of snow. Hey, that's a pretty sizable snowstorm. This, again, the European model. And just, take it for what it is. This is what it's showing as far as an output. And the thing we like to look at is what we call the Kachera model. This tries to take into the account the temperatures of the atmosphere. And you can see that, down south of here, it's producing quite a snowstorm, even over us, because it's saying that there's such a cold air mass in front of us that the dendrites, or the snow grains, are going to be able to capitalize on that and snow quite a bit. Do we have any ice to worry about? Well, it's a possibility that we're going to have to deal with a little bit of ice somewhere in the storm, but not on the European. So let's look at the American model now. So again, it's loaded up. I think it's good for us to see what it's showing for tomorrow. It doesn't show too much of any. Oops, we're in the ice mode. Sorry about that. I wonder why it isn't showing anything for tomorrow. I was like, wait, that doesn't make any sense. So here it is, and it's showing about 1/2 inch of snow to up an inch to an inch here. So something again to note. So that's tomorrow afternoon, and then here we go. So by 1 a.m. on Monday, we got snow falling, and this just shows us pretty good snowstorm here, right over top of us. 7, 8 inches. Will that be how much falls? I don't know yet. Like I said, now this one you can see that the line of heavier snow to not pretty close, probably too close for comfort. I think this one, again, as you saw, does show it's going to mix over at some point. So anyway, that's something good to note. So there's their prediction. Now that is the one snowfall map. Here's the secondary one. This one, again, tries to take in dynamics of the atmosphere and how cold it is to figure out if there's even any more. And again, it shows a little bit more just because it will be such a cold column when this snow starts. How much ends up on the ground as it gets a little wetter will be something interesting. So now let's go look really quick at the total ice here, to show you how close the ice gets to us. On it shows the ice down south, and I do worry about Southwest Virginia getting quite the ice storm. Yeah, look at these. I mean, this could be nasty down there. Anyway, but for us, this is it. All right, so what do you say at this point? What do your guts say here? I think that, yes, by late day on Sunday, probably Sunday evening, right around, anywhere from 7 to midnight or something like that, there could be some snow breaking out. Snow could be pretty moderate all the way through Monday morning. And if I was to just guess based on these models and the output, maybe 3 to 6, 4 to 8, something like that in this setup. I do think we have to watch for the warming up above us, meaning that's low pressure system. If it's a little further north or it's any stronger, will bring up warm air over the area and could mix this over. If it stays cold, meaning that that should get that low up to the north, keeps the cold air in. It may keep us colder, which would keep us off snow, but it also could shunt the heaviest of precipitation south of us. As of now, models continue to agree that over top of us we'll have a pretty sizable storm for Monday, and it will be a snowstorm. So it's looking pretty cool. Sorry for the long outlook. I think people want to know details. Again, I'd say anywhere from 7 to midnight. On Sunday, things will start to break out, and it could be pretty heavy snow from about midnight to maybe 10 a.m. on Monday. We'll have to see. And then how much longer and exact details of how much precipitation and stuff will come into focus. Sometimes he's either give more precipitation, or as we saw last weekend, they can start to decrease the amount of precipitation. So we'll have to see exactly what happens from there going forward, and whether or not the sleet or ice area kind of slips up further north, or if it stays to our south. Also something we really got to watch. All right, long explanation of what's going on, but hopefully you get the details and understand. In general today, breezy, cool, some clouds around. It was pretty wild sunrise if you happen to see it. Tomorrow, rain, snow mixing in the afternoon, bringing in windy conditions as the day heads on, and then windy and cold Saturday, Sunday. Then late Sunday is when the snow would start to be an issue, or early Monday morning. Timing will be something that has to be worked out. I will tell you this: the sooner the precipitation starts, the more likely most of it will be snow. But it also means the more likely the storm will move quicker, which may mean less snow. But anyway, let's see. A lot of details. So my gut right now, like I said, 3 to 6 seems safe. And if we stay off snow and we get closer to it, 4 to 8 is possible. All right, y'all. Have a great Thursday. It's been your Loudoun County Weather Outlook.